What's a day in the life of a press secretary? I mean, you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to read and consume.
I don't think they ever sleep now, Dana. I don't think you ever slept for the couple of years you were there. I think it's I think it's changed a lot. I think all of us, you know, you don't sleep as much as you'd like to. You start early. You have a responsibility to have the papers read before the first series of meetings in the White House.
You get phone calls in the middle of the night all the time?
You know, sometimes. I mean, I was in the pre-internet era. There were no, as you pointed out, there was, what, 5 websites or something when I left the White House. And, you know, I didn't even use
you're
email.
looking pretty good for 105.
It's kind of a bummer because for all of us that remember the old-fashioned newspapers, there was, as press secretaries, even when you're on the Hill, if you know there's something going to be in the paper the next day, there's that anticipation when the alarm goes off, you think, oh, I got to run down and get the paper and open it up, and you find the story and you look at it and you read it, and you know you're either happy or sad. And now it's just there's no element of surprise anymore. And in fact, you wouldn't, like a Washington Post reporter wouldn't necessarily know they'd been beaten on a story by the New York Times until 5 o'clock in the morning. Now that happens at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Well,
and then
you
so
know,
the
back in
calls
the
are
day,
constant.
though, they went back when there was a bulldog edition of the papers would come out, and so for me, what would happen is there'd be something coming out in the paper that was a proprietary story. The New York Times had something. I would sit there and wait. It's 9:55, 10 o'clock. Bulldog got ring, ring, and the phone would start to ring. And there was no, no BlackBerry. And they would say, "What's the story in the New York Times?" And I got to match it. I got to match it. Or it'd be the Wires. I got to match it. That was a big deal. And they could cram it into the paper just in time for their 11 o'clock deadline of their last edition.
How quaint.
Yeah, isn't it
How
quaint?
quaint.